Hi everyone, I'm Zach and I like movies, and I saw the TV Glow. This is the latest movie from writer-director Jane Schoenbrun, who made a splash for themselves back in 2022 with We Are All Going to the World's Fair, a movie that I wasn't head over heels in love with, but found very interesting nonetheless. Jane, I think, proves with that movie that they, more than most filmmakers, I think, or maybe even any filmmaker working today, that they understand what it's like to be on the internet, and in very specific places on the internet. You know, because the World's Fair is through its like creepypasta, lo-fi aesthetics and general vibe. It has this. It captures that feeling of what it's like to be alone on the internet and trying to forge identities in the internet age and form connections through those identities you build. And again, it didn't completely win me over, but it was a movie that I really wanted to see what they would do next. It was definitely I'll keep my eye on this one kind of debut, and I'm very glad I did, because they are now back again with I Saw the TV Glow, and it was one of the best movies of the year, I think. This was marvelous, and it's a real treat, and I don't think it's going to be really for everyone. So what this is, so it's in the late 90s, and it's about a teenager named Owen, who's played by Justice Smith, and Owen befriends a bit of a kindred spirit, another very reserved, sunken-in teenager named Maddie, played by, let me get the name right here, sorry, it's Brigette Lundy-Paine, who I thought was quite good in this. And Maddie hooks Owen up on this TV show called The Pink Opaque. It's kind of a nostalgic throwback to like late 90s like scary kids show, like if you're a child of my generation, and you've watched the Snick lineup, Saturday night Nickelodeon lineup, like you would watch shows like Are You Afraid of the Dark or Goosebumps and stuff like that. They both bond over their love for the show, and then their love for the show kind of turns into this weird, a bit of an obsession, and then Maddie disappears, and then she reappears a few years later, saying that the Pink Opaque is real, and they need to go back into it. Now, if that plot synopsis won you over, or you saw the trailer and you're like, oh, I gotta see that, this is probably not the movie you're expecting it to be, because this is a very atmospheric slow burn that is probably the best, really the best example I've seen of a modern filmmaker truly be Lynchian. And I don't mean Lynchian in the sense that it's surreal and kind of weird. I mean, it is Lynchian in the sense that you can tell that the movie you're watching is allegorical, because it's very, because a lot of it's of what, like, if you just like sort of explain what happens, it feels very like, it feels like way too like, it's very unconventional, just on paper, but in presentation and in its form, it's so of itself. And when you like really land on its frequency, when you hit this movie's frequency, it really you understand it better. And it did sort of take me a while to like kind of get on that frequency. Mostly because I was a little turned off by Justice Smith, because I haven't really been impressed with him as an actor as of late, but eventually his performance here really did grow on me, and because there's such a specificity in Owen's like just how drawn in and like just so emotionally reserved he is. And as it went on, I sort of like eventually realized what the allegory like could be. And it's like, and it is Lynchian in the sense of like, it's not just surreal, and it's not surreal for the sake of it. There is a purpose to the surreality because, again, there is allegory. And I would say it's Lynchian personally because this movie gave me a lot of the same feelings that I had when I first watched Eraserhead. I was kind of scared. I was confounded. I was a little, oh no, come on. YouTube ads, they ruin everything. Okay, Pink's back. So, as I was saying, it's Lynchian in the sense that I had a lot of same feelings when I watched Eraserhead. I was confused. I was scared. I was mesmerized, and by the end of it, I thought it was so exciting that I had just no idea what to make of it. I had no idea where this was going, and I was so excited that I had not a puzzle box, but like something new. It's a tapestry to like kind of like look at. It is the kind of movie that's more like one of those art, like a piece of art that you just stare at and you like just kind of feel. And there is like something to be read in it, but it's mostly felt. It's felt through like its general vibe. This vibe here, this like the fuzzy glow of a television screen. That's where there's a menace to it. But it's also kind of euphoric in a way, and a lot of and really the TV glow in the title is very fitting because wow, this is a movie that really knows how to make neon colors look great, like the various pinks, the like lavenderish purples and the greens, they just pop, and the blues. Oh man, this movie looks gorgeous when it wants to be, and such strong colors, such very strong imagery too, and it's all in service of this story that as I would say, it's not really meant to be accessible. It's probably I don't want you to think that this movie is like too weird, but I do think it is like weird in a way that is so of itself. This is like a singular vision. It's Jane Schoenbrun's singular filmmaking voice, and there's no compromise to it. There's like this is what we are. This is who I am, and you like it, and if you don't like it, well, there's a door. And I do think that even some parts do kind of kind of nag at me, and in some of the form of the movie, like there's a lot of the line delivery is very like very monotone in a way, in a way that could probably turn some people off, or there's some dialogue gets a little bit repetitive, and I think there's a couple of pacing quibbles I could have. Like there's a monologue that Maddie has that kind of feels like it goes on for like 10 minutes. Kind of just goes on. She just kind of like goes on, and then she just kind of keeps going. It was a little weird, but it was all like still very serviceable. It felt very purposeful. It's off in monotone. It's not weird for it's not weird for the sake of it. All of the like delivery and the performances, they all felt very specific, and it's all to its like themes of like, yes, there is nostalgia in the in like the kind of show that the Pink Opaque is evoking, like even in like the grain, the like film grain, and like what's the word, the aspect ratio that it's filmed in, and even the typography of the credits, like, that was perfect. But it's not just about, like, you know, the nostalgia of that kind of show. It's about finding the connection and the bonds you make with the show like that, and what a show like that means to somebody, and not just bonding and feeling seen, being like projecting your identity through that, into, not projecting your identity through and into that show, that piece of pop culture, but that sort of coming back to you. And there is a bit of like fiction and reality kind of blurring, and like how Owen will sort of like be so absorbed in the Pink Opaque that like the footage of the show will like be fully like 1080p digital, and then then like the shot of him watching it will sort of like start to grain out, and the screen will compress into the aspect ratio of the show. Which is very representative of like him like getting feeling too absorbed and being like wanting to become a piece of art and a piece of pop culture that is like feeling, it's some innate feeling that like you watch something and it sees you, and that's, damn it, again, it's a show that, and like being seen and connecting with someone through that shared feeling, and it has that it's such an interesting way of using like the nostalgia for a show in a really interesting, in a way that I haven't seen, especially lately. What with like our whole deluge of like nostalgia fodder with all like our IP, with our like deluge of IPs, but that, I thought that was just so captivating in its own ideas, and like the general beats of like the story, and like it sort of clicked onto me eventually. Like there's a moment where Owen and Maddie meet up again in a bar, with the name of the bar is a reference to the Pink Opaque, and the band is playing, and there's a band playing a song. So it's almost like the full song playing in, you know, like up front and in the background, and it's a tranquil scene with that music, and then a new band comes up and it plays a very, very harsh and angry song, which and I think that sort of and given what what Owen and Maddie were talking about, it sort of clicked on me what the story was. It's a trans story, and more specifically, it's about how sort of being trapped within yourself feels. And it really wasn't until the ending that I fully understood what kind of trans story this was. And man, that ending devastated me. I just kind of sat, I was driving back from the theater, and I was just kind of mulling it over and like thinking back on it, and I just think of the ending, I just got sadder and sadder, because it put into scope that the story is a coming of age story that is horrified of coming of age. You know, there's like a deep known feeling that there is something amiss about your world, and like it can be put right. You just needs to make a change, but Owen's terrified of making that change, and it crumbles me. It crumbles him from the inside out, and it's so. Oh man, I have a lot to still digest about, like some of its visuals and some of the other plot and some of the other like some of the lines here, like there is still time. Oh man, there's a lot to get into this, but it really, this is a movie that really deserves to be seen and thought about on multiple viewings. But for the one viewing I have, I was really taken aback by it. I was very impressed, and I don't know if I like capital L, like all caps, loved it, but I respect the hell out of it. And this is Jane Schoenbrun talking to me. It is talking to us through our screens, our movie screens and our TV screens, of what kind of person they are and what kind of story they tell. And I want to listen for more. And I was just so mesmerized by it all. I loved it. I do, in fact, really quite like this movie. I think I'm gonna love it more. Love it even more the more I think about it. And yeah, I really recommend this movie. I'm feeling a light to decent 8. It's we need more movies like I Saw the TV Glow. It won't be for everybody. If you are on this movie's frequency, this movie will speak to you. You will be seen, and you will be probably heartbroken. This bubbles up my insides. And I also have to point, and I think this also has will have some legs to it, as a Letterboxd user by the name of BB put it very eloquently, that I Saw the TV Glow is Donnie Darko for they thems. Damn it, when you're right, you're right. So yeah, that's it. That's all I have for tonight. I hope I wasn't speaking too quietly. It's like 1 in the morning when I'm filming this. But yeah, I thought it fit the vibe. So yeah, that's my review. Comment, like, subscribe. Did you see I Saw the TV Glow? Damn it, I was almost done. I was wrapping up. Unbelievable. But yeah, well, I'm Zach. I like movies, and I have movies and TV to watch. Maybe I'll find a better YouTube video or something, I don't know. And yeah, I hope you watch movies too, and I will see you all later.